Spirits that linger beyond the veil, we call to you tonight. Guide our hands.
It's working.
Let's do this, homies. Let's summon some big booby goth baddies.
Whoa.
You okay, bro?
Yo, what's up, guys? Happy Monday. It's the Moral Compass, the Fulfillment King, and this is a special Writhe Payne live stream. I'm in my kitchen because I had to set up a camera so we can do a little director's commentary on Writhe Payne Book 1. Joining me, this isn't a hoax. It's not a April Fool's Day. He's actually here. Let's bring him on.
Yo, what is up, my man?
Yeah, what's going on, man? It's been a while.
It's been a bit for just us hanging anyway, right?
Yeah. Good to have you back on the channel, Chris.
Oh man, great to be here, brother.
How have you been, man?
Busy, you know. I break it down. I said it's been a year of peaks and valleys, but you know, overall it's been pretty cool.
Awesome. We're here to talk a little Writhe Payne. We got our campaign, Second Chance campaign up on Fund My Comic. We're going to dive into that in a bit. Let's first say hello to the chat. First in the chat, as always. We got Ice Pick Mark Pengrin throwing up the pizza slice, sharing the link for Writhe Payne Book 2 over on Fund My Comic. Also, sign up for Gun Goth Footpath House-Style Assets on Kickstarter. Launches May 1st.
Let's go.
Penguin says Polton is redder than yesterday. Yes. I Chris, I went to Monster Jam Saturday.
Nice. How was that?
And it was a great time. Misty and I went. We went early. We went to the pit party. Met a bunch of the drivers. Took pictures with the trucks. And I thought it was supposed to be a cloudy day.
Yeah.
No, there wasn't a cloud in sight.
No.
And I'm pale as can be. So now I'm bright red.
Yeah. Oh, you matched the wall, so
yeah.
Coordinating with your shirt as well.
Yeah. So I could tell I was getting fried. I think at one point we had to go in. Missy got me nice seats for Christmas, so we were like club level. So at one point we went in and we had some beverages and watched from the big screen TVs in there. But then we went back out to brave the rest of the show. But it was a great time. It was worth the sunburn.
Oh yeah. Would you feel it start leathering up, just tightening and shit?
Yeah. I could feel my forehead just.
Man, I had a nasty one sunburn last year. We were out on the beach, and it felt like it was only like fucking 5 minutes.
Yeah.
But man, my shit was lobster red glowing. And I didn't realize how bad it was until like a week later. We're in the pool and, you know, jumping in, and someone like bear hugged me, you know, like rested around. And dude, when they brought their arms up, all this skin came up because I had all this sun poisoning and it was all blisters and shit. Oh, it was a fucking mess. But yeah, so sunburn sucks, brother.
Yeah, no. We got back like maybe around 4 o'clock, but as the day went on, I just kept getting redder and redder, and then the next day I was even redder. And like taking a shower, the water hitting you,
it's
painful.
Yeah. Wait till I don't know if the face does so much, but like this shit, the burn I could handle, right? It was the fucking itching when it started healing. Like it was worse than fucking torture, man. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So hopefully you don't get that shit.
Yeah, let's hope. We got Christopher Bouchard in the house. He says, "What's up, Mark and Chris? What's up, man?
What is up? What is up, buddy?"
Penguin says, let's sell some more books so Graves can afford to renew his Tubi subscription.
Listen, that shit just keeps going up and up and up. I don't think we sell enough books for that shit, man.
Ah, man. Writhe Payne, we got some new stuff coming in, Chris. Check this out. We got our 6 a.m. magnet.
Oh yeah, man. He's so
One of our
good.
stretch goals came in from Sticker Mule.
Right.
I think maybe this week the Corey Barton print will come in.
Oh, let's go.
But then we got the cosplay variant cover to book 1.
Yeah. I mean, it's just
Great.
it's a great shot. I love how the mask's there, kind of, butts off to the side, so it's tastefully done.
I'm gonna make my big screen for a second to show off the. I don't know if you guys can see, but there's a better shot of the cosplayer in the Writhe costume.
Oh, let's go.
Yeah. So still available for a little less than 2 weeks, guys. Go grab a copy on Fund My Comic.
Oh yeah, man.
And I'm going to throw up the campaign page. We're going to go through it before we start diving into book 1 director's commentary.
Pull it up.
Yeah. So we got 4 covers to choose from.
Mm-hmm.
We got Chris's original cover, which I love. It's a great shot. I've said it before. They're standing on the Landis Theater in Vineland, New Jersey. That's where the book takes place.
Which is now closed, man. Or
yeah, I've
closed
seen
in.
all the posts. Yeah. Yeah, I think they still have shows throughout May and then no more, which is sad.
Yeah.
Saw a white lion there, Chris.
What's that, buddy?
I saw a white lion there, the hairband.
Shit.
Then we got John Malin's cover.
Oh, that beautiful cover where he he's using like metaphorically, he's saying like she's tied up in this conspiracy and nothing perverted at all. So everybody get your mind out of it, just in case.
Yeah. And then you have another cover, Chris.
Yeah, so this was cool. It was just one of I didn't really mean it to be a cover. I was just sketching the characters and getting some cool positions for maybe prints or whatever. And then our buddy Chance Wolf said, "Hey, man, I'd love to do it." Now I've been kind of on his ass because he does everything digitally, and he's been doing stuff for Rob Liefeld and this, that, or the other thing. And I'm like, "Hey, look, man, let's get back into doing traditional stuff so you can have some pieces of art." And he's like, "Well, I would love to test my chops on this." And I said, "Have at it." So yeah, man, this was like Chance Wolf's first traditional published piece in over a decade. So that's kind of cool.
That's awesome. How did you and Chance become friends?
So when I got involved with this, I guess you call him an agent style guy. He was also friends with Chance. So he's the guy that got me the Vampirella gig.
Yeah.
And then one time, the guy calls me and said, "Hey, Chance Wolf would like to talk to you. He likes your work, blah, blah, blah. Would you be interested?" And so I had a phone call with him and we just, we hit it off and became friends ever since. And this was going back 4 or 5 years ago now.
Nice.
Yeah, pretty cool.
And then we have this cover by Brian Denham from
So awesome.
Violator vs. Bad Rock fame. Worked for Extreme Studios for a while. Even did Iron Man for Marvel. Now he's doing a lot of work for Antarctic Press. But yeah, it's a killer cover. He homaged himself. This was the promotional poster for Violator versus Bad Rock. So this is a crazy story, but Brian's very first comic book is Violator versus Bad Rock. He got hired by Extreme, and here you go. Here's a book written by Alan Moore to draw.
No pressure.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
what a way to kick off your career.
That was like when the Vampirella gig I got. I didn't do any inks. I mean, I did it, but they weren't pro quality by any stretch. And I get a phone call by that guy, and he's like, "Hey, look, Christopher Priest is writing this Vampirella story, and they need someone that can do 13 page, whatever the pages were, in about a week and a half." So now it's pressure. It's like, holy shit, this dude's a fucking amazing writer. And then all on top of that, I gotta like fast track this stuff while doing inks. And I don't think I was ready for it, but fuck it. You just do
So
it.
you did like 2 pages a day, pretty much?
Yeah, but yeah, it was crazy, man. Like we wasn't expecting the gig, so I had a vacation scheduled. And you know, thank God for fucking iPad, man. Like I say that
Yeah.
to this day. And I turned to the wife, I'm like, hey, look, I gotta bring this with me. And I was working day and night to get these done. So yeah, whatever equates out to, it's kind of what I was doing. And you kind of see, you know, there's some cool stuff there for sure, but
Yeah.
it was like, hey, if you can get this done, there's a possibility we can give you this like mini series, this, that, or the other. That part never happened, but at least I can say I have 2 Vampirella books.
Yeah. And I thought our biker mice deadline was crazy. That's
Yeah.
insane.
Now, you know what though? Like the biker mice thing was fine. It was the fucking. Didn't you have like a revision or something like last minute?
After it was colored, yeah.
Yeah, they're like, oh yeah, it's got to be in by 4 o'clock. But can you do this like totally change the bike at the very end of the? You know, it's all colored, it's all inked. It's like holy shit. So,
Yeah.
man, you do it though.
And then we have a black and white edition of book 2.
Oh yeah, man.
Going with your standard cover here.
Awesome.
And these black and white books, they're oversized. I can give you a comparison, people. Here is book 1 regular size, and then book 2 is our book 1, the oversized edition behind it. So you got an extra inch there.
Yeah,
Matters,
and that matters.
Yeah. So we got book 2, our book 2 oversized black and white edition.
Yeah.
Here's some of the killer artwork. We're gonna show some more artwork later, but man, this kicks off the book. This page right here, and it's one of my favorites.
Thanks, man.
It's just a gnarly looking witch.
So you sent the script, and you know, it's just like your first page. You kind of want it to just pop you in the face a little bit.
Yeah.
Unlike what we did with book 1, right? Like that cool double page spread, like it kind of brings it in.
Then we got our villain Rose.
Oh yeah.
And then another double page spread. This is one of my favorites as well. So in the book, the vines from a little bit of a spoiler, Payne's mask, go out of control and take over the town, and they just like eviscerate people. And I put that in the script, and I was wondering how it would turn out, and it exceeded my expectations.
It's great word, and you know, it's one of the cool things about when you're writing and I get the work off of it. It's like you know, you give me enough, and I can kind of feel like what you're going for, and then I get to put my twist on it.
Yeah.
On stuff.
And we got a pretty cool hellhound down at the bottom. They'll come into play in the book as well. And then we got another double page spread that's great. Writhe Payne in action. Very you know, it's kind of like our updated look from the first book. We have that double page spread to start it off, and now we have this double page spread in the second book, and now they're more comfortable with their powers and kicking ass.
Yeah, it's funny you say that, because that's exactly how the first double page spread for that book started. So it was just, again, one of those things where I was just drawing it and drawing the characters, and I don't even think we even talked about the book yet, or maybe touched on it briefly. And you know, it just came together, the pencils, and again, Chance Wolf being a buddy, he's like, dude, let me fucking ink that. You know, he was adamant, and he inked it, and it kind of just it was like a cool looking piece, like you know, that double page spread. I wanted it to have that vibe, and not the same thing, but it was like that vibe when you open Spider-Man, like that first book from Todd McFarlane, and it's that double page spread of him swinging over the city, and it just fucking hits you in the face. So like that's nowhere near McFarlane, but that's got the vibe I wanted. Like you opened it up and said, "Oh shit, that's cool," right? So
yeah,
and that's kind of what I wanted to go with this. And I'm, you know, Chance didn't get to ink this one, but I wanted that in your face. You feel like you're in there with them, you know, you like you said, you see that they're comfortable now, they're feeling themselves a little bit, and just capture that energy.
And we got two great colors on this book, Dan Kemp and Anthony George. I believe this page was colored by Dan Kemp.
So this one's, we started off with February 30, and the color is from the first book.
Yeah.
So he had something happen, you know, he got busy or something crazy happened, so he couldn't finish the book. So this is his initial colors. The Dan Kemp ones, you notice has like a more of a different palette. So
Oh, gotcha.
yeah. So, but you're right. It's Anthony George and Dan Kemp, Spawn fame.
And then we got the catch-up tier. I just showed off book one that came back from the printer already. This is our cosplay variant. Looks great.
Yeah, I love that.
And then a new black and white edition, a new cover by you. I love this cover.
Yeah, it's fun. It's again just you're drawing your characters. You love them, and you're just trying to do cool things, and you're touching in on that. You know, just touching in on that Spawn stuff.
Yeah.
And I think it's that there's this image of Spawn's skull or something like melting into the ground. I'm like, oh well, that's cool. Let me homage that a smidge. And it kind of worked out because now, like you said, Payne's mask and the vines, you're kind of getting that feeling like they're just going into the ground.
And Dexter Weeks, he's prepping the covers for the oversized black and white edition for book 1 and 2, and the regular version of book 2, all 4 covers. He's prepping that right now. So once they're done, I'm going to let Chris go over everything, and then everything will go off to the printer. So we'll probably have everything off to the printer before this Second Chance campaign ends. So I imagine a quick turnaround time. My printer usually gets me books back in 2 weeks. This book 1 reprint, this was here quicker, maybe like a week and a half. So we'll have Chris out here signing books. Make sure you get your orders in, guys. These are going to be coming at you real soon. I know it's been a wait, but they're going to be here very soon. Oh, yeah. And we got our biker mice from Mars. We touched on this crazy deadline. I reached out to Nacelle and Oni Press about doing this, and they were like, yeah, we'd love to do it, but you need, I think it was, what was it, Tuesday? And they said, we need it by Friday.
Yeah. Yeah. No pressure at all. Yeah. I love the
I reached out to Chris Tuesday. I think we submitted a layout on Wednesday, got it approved. First, I had to get Chris approved. They had to look at his artwork first. They wanted me to use one of their artists, and I was like, I'd rather use my guy. And they said, okay, we need to see his artwork. They loved your artwork. So you were approved. Then we had to get your layout approved. And the biggest thing was I wanted that Haunted Pizza logo on the back. And I was like, I feel like I stressed it, but they never like gave me an answer.
Right.
So
right.
I was like, my fingers were crossed that like, if they like shoot this down, I was like, I already paid for this. This is the reason I want it. I want the
promote like your stuff on the front. Yeah, I remember sending you the rough, and I'm like, I had some cool roughs, like some action ones, like, you know, one where they're dragging their knuckles across the thing as they're riding, like more like in your face shit. And then I had this one, and I'm like, you think they're going to go for it, and you're, you know, with not so many words, you're like, just fuck it, man, let's just do it.
Yeah,
it worked out though.
Yeah, so these are already in stock. So Chris will be here signing them as well. I'm gonna have to get him some yellow and red Posca pens at his request, so he can add some ketchup and mustard.
Fucking mailing, right? So like,
yeah,
man, I guess it's like the rush, and that's like the one little detail. And he looks at it. It took him like a minute, and he's like, you know, maybe you could have just added some ketchup and mustard on that. And I'm just like, oh fuck. Did
you have a favorite mouse to draw?
Yeah, I like the dude in the front, man. You know, he's got the spikes, and he looks like a little badass.
So which bike was it that was messed up? I forget.
So the purple bike in the middle there, like the sideboard looking guy. I'm pointing at him. Fucking see me. So I had it. So multiple people, and there's been multiple publishers, I believe, for this for this series, and so I went off of something else that wasn't through these guys, and because I was just looking up reference, they didn't. I don't think at the time in the very
They didn't provide
beginning,
any
they
reference
didn't
at the time.
provide anything. They didn't provide it until we were like, "Hey, here it is," and they're like, "Oh fuck, yeah, here's this." So, I think I had like an older or a different style bike, and I had to add these ears and make it more like, yeah, I had to change this fucking thing in a matter of an hour.
By the way, we got the Don in the house. What's up, Don? He
What is up?
recently had Chris and I on his channel. Thanks to him.
Hope
We
he's feeling
got
better.
we got Art in the house. Hail Paranormal Pizza Addicts.
What's up, man?
And Christopher Bouchard says, "Can't wait to get book 2 of Writhe Payne." Yeah,
Ah,
thank you for your support.
You guys are gonna love it, man. It's cool stuff in there.
And then we got the Haunted Pizza hats. These ship out right now, so if you get one, I'll send it out the next day. So make sure you grab one of them as well. And so there was one thing we wanted to talk about. It's mentioned here in the campaign. We had some help with the book. Chris, you said a lot of good things happened to you this year. You put out another book, Crossfire.
I did.
Great book. Your artwork's killer. It's basically the Writhe Payne art team from book 1. You, February, and Dexter Weeks on letters. So,
yeah, man.
Guys, if you like Writhe Payne, definitely check out Crossfire. And you've been doing a lot more work with the creator of Crossfire.
Yeah. So if you go to the website for Divorced Dads card game, that's where you can find Crossfire. Right now, I can't talk too much about it, but like I am helping develop a board game from like soup to nuts. So like if I haven't been around or whatever, it's just because I'm like balls deep in this thing, right? So I'm doing everything from every little symbol to the board design to everything. So it's taking up a lot of time. But I don't want you to think like it was something where I took another project over this. Mark knows, and I put a post out, and we don't have to get too much into it here. I had some unfortunate, like when I said peaks and valleys, there was some unfortunate stuff that happened in the beginning of this year, and it carried on, or last year, and it carried on to this year a little bit. So it just took a lot of my time, and I had to take on extra gigs and stuff like that to kind of make up for some of the other, financial losses that I took due to certain things. So I appreciate everybody who backs this book, and trust me, when Mark and I, we discussed and we put everything we have in this thing. So hopefully you guys dig it. Hopefully it's worth the wait. And I can't say thank you enough for being so patient.
And you were, you're so committed to Writhe Payne. You feel like it should be a book that comes out every year. So this was part of the decision where we decided to bring in some help for the artwork.
Yeah. So just real quick. So Mark's got the story, and, just with everything that I got going on professionally and stuff like that, I want Mark to be able to keep telling his story. So this is kind of where we're at. We didn't want to like just stall it. He's got this great thing going on, and we kind of wanted to keep it going.
So we brought in JC Grande. He's done some covers for me. I believe Nicholas Gear's not here, but he is the artist of the latest issue of Relentless Tin Soldier. I know Nicholas is going to say I stole him, but if you follow Nicholas Gear's pattern,
he borrows a lot of talent, right?
Yeah, he borrows a lot of Haunted Pizza talent.
But I think with me, I did a cover for him before I hooked up with you. So you might have stolen.
Well, that's not the way I tell the story.
Oh, yeah. Well, we'll go with yours.
He's not here to defend himself, so.
Mm-hmm.
So I wanted to show off some of the JC Grande artwork. It's absolutely killer, and this is an exclusive look to people, to the 145 people watching right now. This is penciled, ink, colored, and lettered. So these are the final pages. I'm going to bring it up.
Spoilers.
Yeah. So here you go. So JC definitely has that 90s style that we love on Writhe Payne.
Oh yeah.
And Anthony's colors are gorgeous. Dexter's letters. He gives like almost all the characters their own, personality with their word balloons.
Yeah, I love Payne's.
Yeah. So just want to show off a little.
Anthony George, like, or you Z's, you call him, him from the Liefeld forums. He stepped in and he fucking killed it, man. And everything looks great.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like I never have to give Anthony any corrections because he just nails it every time.
Yep.
Yeah, some more of JC's artwork.
So Arhida asks, he says, so 2 artists on 1 book. Correct. So JC's going to be taking over for book 3. And we just kind of wanted you to give almost like the last few pages, you're going to get some of his vibe. So as you go into book 3, it's kind of flowing, like the artwork flows into book 3. Yeah, I mean, I'm going to be involved in, obviously, but he's got this cool style, and just I think it's going to go perfect with what we're creating with Writhe Payne.
Yeah, and we both we both flipped through the completed book that Dex lettered. I feel like it's 2 artists, but I feel like it's pretty seamless. Like you each have your own style, but it doesn't take you out of the story.
No, I think we both come from that same in your face, bombastic style, like you said, the 90s image feel, and that's kind of what we're going with.
Yeah, so there's a little teaser of JC's artwork. So I'm a big fan of his. I think Chris is too. So JC will be on. I think we're going to get started. I'm going to give him a script in the fall.
Nice.
So and the book won't be offered pre-ordered until the book's done. So there won't be there shouldn't be any delays this time around, and we'll get the book out to people real quick. Penguin says, "Don't badmouth my boss. He's editor-in-chief over at Nicholas Gear's company."
Oh wow!
We like to call it Creepy Calzone because it's a haunted pizza ripoff. But
I've clearly missed a lot of shit going on, huh?
Yeah, it's all in fun. Art says, "Sad to hear you're not doing 3, but JC's pages look cool." Yeah, and Chris will still be around doing covers and hopefully designing all the characters, all the new characters that we're introducing.
Yeah, I'll be in there for sure.
All right, you ready to dive into book 1, Chris? Go through this and give your thoughts on it?
Sure.
And guys, remember, get your pre-orders in for book 2 over on Fund My Comic. Penguin dropped the link earlier in the chat. All right, let me fire up the Poltron 3000.
Poltron. Oh shit.
All right, let's which one do I want to make the big screen?
Poltron.
Yeah. How does this work? Nope, not me. Oh, I need to add. That works.
Sure.
Yeah. All right.
We're all zoomed in.
Yeah. All right. So got the start off right. This is so this is the first page, but this wasn't the first page of artwork you had for the book, was it?
No,
it was this double page spread.
Double page spread, yeah.
Yeah.
So this is the one where it started out as just a sketch and just fleshing out my characters and my character designs, and then it turned into something more, and Chance Wolf got his hands on it, and it became, I think it's kind of what sold you. Like, I think you liked the idea of it when we were talking at the gym and shit.
Yes.
I think once you saw it, like, I can't speak for you obviously, but I know once you saw it, you hit me up and you're like, "Well, like, what are we doing here?"
Yeah, so you showed me this. We had started working out. You had showed me this and said you needed a writer, but you were working with someone else at the time, and I was like, man, I thought to myself, man, these characters are so cool. I want to write them. And I thought to myself, well, maybe it won't work out. And then I don't know, maybe like a month later, you were mentioning like just things weren't happening. You weren't getting a script as quick as you had hoped for, and things weren't moving.
Yeah.
And I said, well, if things don't work out, I'd love to write it. And I think later that day you asked me if I would write it. And I know you had like maybe an outline of that guy's work, and you asked if I wanted to see it. And I was like, no, because like the minute you showed me this, I like already had, just from hearing your ideas on the story, had crafted my own ideas of where I wanted to take the story. And I know I think I gave you more of a 90s, like in your face comic. It was the original version was going to be like more of a darker, somber story.
Yeah, you know what though, and this worked out, man. Like when I initially came up with it, it was a different time. You when you're thinking of things, you're different mindsets, and for what you came up with and where we were at the time, it was fun, man. Like, you know, it had that horror element, the gore's there and all that shit, but it's also fun. Like like it was you coined Writhe Payne. We switched some names up, and you're like, hey man, can we do Writhe Payne? I'm like, fuck yeah, let's do it. It's got that 90s feel. And it's just fun. And that, you know, that's what we want to do. I think that's what we talked about was we both love 90s. We love, you know, we love the fun and the artwork, exaggerated stuff. So that's kind of what we went with.
So the book was originally going to be called Saving Grace.
Correct.
And in our version, Grace is Writhe, but in the original version, Writhe was going to be the dad.
Correct.
And that's when I came up.
Yeah, because she got
with the idea of Writhe and Payne.
Payne, yeah.
I was like, oh my God, that sounds like such a 90s image book.
Yeah, dude, it was like such a layup too. But when you said, like, you know, I'm not thinking that at the time. And when you said it, I'm like, holy fuck, that's awesome. But yeah, it's just that, yeah, like you said, had that 90s feel. Like you could put that.
And I feel like,
go ahead.
Yeah, once I ran that by you and you like were all for it, I feel like everything fell into place with the story. So we started off with this double page spread, and I was like, well, the story starts off at the ending, and then we're just going to go back and do a flashback to get us to this point. And
I remember you did that because like I had said to you, I'm like, I don't know where we can use this or what. I said, but this is what I got, and you were like, yeah, I love this, and I remember like you came up with that idea, and maybe simple to you, but I was just like, oh shit, like that's fucking like. Yeah, it's a great idea. You know what I mean? Let's give them in your face, and then we'll flashback it. You know,
I've been doing this for a while, Chris.
Yeah, well, yeah, you know, you're all right, I guess.
So we start off at the end, and we have this this big fight between Writhe and Payne against Father Snook and his minions. But we soon realize, like once we get to the flashback, that Snook is really just like the middleman. He's an underling to the big boss.
Yo, yeah.
But yeah, and you know, I've told this story before, but Dexter Weeks, his letters on this book are fantastic. Especially like giving Father Snook his own balloons. I showed this off to you know, Tom Warzakowski of Spawn fame, and he went through the entire preview book at SpawnCon and told me everything he didn't like, how to make it better, and everything he did like. And I thought it was great. Like the things he liked were like stuff like this, which I totally lifted.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, here's a copy of Spawn. Copy this.
Well, I mean, it works, man. It's just like you said, it gives everybody their own personality, their own feel, you know.
And Dex has really run with that, like, because now he's looking at like other books. Like I think he's taken some influences from Neil Gaiman's Sandman with different stylized balloons.
Okay.
But I mean, he and we were doing this way back on our Evangeline run, doing like different types of word balloons for different characters. So, you know, he's great. He's been doing this for a while, and I think it's almost like part of the art team, I think, because it stands out so much.
Well, yeah, I mean, you brought it up earlier. Was like, so I got hit up to do this Crossfire, and he, I had brought February on to do the colors, and he's like, "Man, I thought I had a letterer. I don't. You know a guy?" I'm like, "Yeah, I know a guy." And we brought Dex on, and it was the same thing. We're like, "Hey, look, we need this person to have this type of thing, and this person to have their own bubble." And he was just quick with it, and that's kind of how this Graham works. The guy who wrote the book.
Yeah.
When he wants something, you kind of got to have it ready. And Dex was just on top of everything with it, and brought that style and that character to life with his word bubbles.
Yeah, Dex is great, and he's one of my best friends, and he's local too. So, you know, some people in comics they just go off the grid and you can't get a hold of them. With Dex, I know I can always track him down.
Yeah, go right to his front door. Hey,
Yeah,
what the hell's going on?
man, you threw him for a loop though on book 2. With there's a double page spread in there that he could not wrap his head around, and
Okay.
I literally had to like flip the pages to show him how to how it
Oh,
works.
okay. Was that the one with the what's his name?
It's
The
the
constable?
constable. Yeah,
Yeah. So I guess I didn't discuss it with you, and like I just assumed. I wanted that. Remember, I think it was Spawn. There's that
yeah,
one double page spread where you turn it and you lift the book and you kind of you get
yeah.
the long version. So that's kind of what my thought process was. So when I saw it, it kind of went the other way. I said, "Oh shit, I don't think I ever said anything to him." So I guess that's kind of why it came off all fucked up.
So I literally like I couldn't I kept trying to like tell him, and finally I just like screenshotted the page and then with my edit button just flipped it sideways and said this. And he was like, "Oh."
Oh, all right.
Uh Penguin says, any chance of a John Stinsman cover for Writhe Payne 3? That would be a great idea, I think.
Yeah, we'll have to.
Stinsman's fantastic.
He's interested. Yeah.
We got Maromi in the house. He says, "Hi, everyone. What's up,
What's
Maromi?"
up?
So we're with the book. We're still in the opening fight scene. Father Snook has a hold of Grace, and then we cut to the flashback, and this is Payne in his civilian identity. Detective Sean Payne. He's working a case of missing children, which he thinks is connected to the disappearance of his daughter, his older daughter Rose. These are some fantastic pages. I love right down here this bottom panel with the eyes like sunken in black. It's fantastic. But just the whole discovery of this abandoned church with there's a secret room with all these canisters of blood, and they explore it more, and they find some of the missing children. So it's just great stuff. There's a great look on Detective Payne's face here. Any inspiration when you're designing his like civilian look?
No, I just not so much inspiration. Like you just look at like old school detectives, and I mean the coat, and he's all clearly he's taking this case seriously. He's all disheveled. He's just he's into this. He wants to know what's going on. He's got to get to the bottom of his missing children that's in this town because it's cost him his daughter. And I guess that's kind of what I'm going. The old school gumshoe look,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, and in book 2, we introduce more of the police force in the book, and I think and those characters are going to become bigger parts of the cast as well.
Right.
On the crime scene, he gets a call from his wife. You realize there's problems at home. He forgot his daughter at cheerleading practice, and their whole relationship sort of on the rocks because he's so consumed by trying to find his older daughter who's been missing for years.
Which is kind of also like it's just a different way of any cop series, like where there's a detective involved and stuff. Like more times than not, there's troubles at home because he's so into his work. It's overtime. There's no, you don't just get to take time off. You're trying to figure it out and find out, get to the bottom of the case.
Yeah, and we then we cut to Grace outside her school waiting for her mom to pick up, and this is where we get the first uh, hint that she has powers, and they're just manifesting themselves now as she's getting older.
Yeah, so I'll bring. So when Mark and I discussed this, I think one of the things about the story was I didn't so much write the whole story, but I had these scenes and this I guess the gist of what I was feeling when I brought it to him. And one of the scenes I think I said to him, there's like 3 scenes I want to do. And this is one of them, and Mark's gonna laugh because I don't think he likes it too much, but I'm a huge Dragon Ball Z guy, huge influence on artwork, and just like I like the build up to these explosive moments, and I kind of like this is like a little bit of an homage to that, where she's feeling, she feels like these things coming on. She's got these, like, I guess these moments where there's powers or whatever, where she feels weird and different. And then she has this crazy moment where this guy's, being rough and taking advantage. And then this power just explodes from inside of her. And it's an homage to Gohan when he finally gets his powers, if anybody's a Dragon Ball Z fan.
We got a guest in the chat. Nicholas Gear. A little birdie told me there was some smack talk happening here. Way I see it, finished book comes before a book JC don't have a script for. And thanks again, Big Gravy, for that amazing cover.
My pleasure. My pleasure.
He loves to revise history.
Well, you got to stop. Go ahead.
Chris, you did Graveyard Shift artwork before the Relentless Tin Soldier.
Oh, okay. So we're just taking that like the fan art. What was that?
It was published, wasn't it?
It was. What was up?
You were on our radar. I remember having a talk with John about you.
But Nick paid me, Oh shit.
Who's following who? Creepy Calzone does it like no other.
Creepy Calzone was great.
History is written by the winners. That's why I'm writing it.
Yeah.
But I remember you telling me about this scene, and it's great seeing it. I feel like from the first book, this is one of the best pages, especially colored. Like we used it in our trailer for book 2 when we did a little AI animation, and it looked fantastic.
Thanks, man.
And then so the one thing is like it's a comic book thing, but the mom just picks her up and she just like leveled this.
Yeah, like everything's destroyed and mom's like, yeah, fuck it, get in the car.
Yeah, Dad can clean this up later.
Yeah.
I feel like the Paynes aren't very well liked in Vineland.
No. Oh shit. That's comics. What do you want? All right.
The Ninja Genko says, I do like this style. Thank you so much. And so now we have mom chewing out Dad on the phone, and their relationship is on the rocks. And he starts thinking about where everything went wrong and how he's been consumed ever since that. So we get a flashback within the flashback of him coming home one night and realizing their oldest daughter Rose is missing.
And under any other writer, this might be confusing, but someone with so much talent and experience,
thank you,
pulled it off well.
Yeah, I appreciate that, Chris. So it's been explained. He was a witch hunter, and he comes from a long line of witch hunters. This is the story we get, and he was assigned to kill this witch who was in possession of the Tome of Black, this ancient book that has all the spells that could, give the witches the upper hand. in the world, and he was assigned to kill the witch and get the tome. But when he saw her, he instantly fell in love with her. And instead of killing her, he married her, started a family with her. He still, while he left the witch hunters like lifestyle, he still kept that book under lock and key and guarded it. But the book is so powerful, it's been calling to his oldest daughter. And if she finally couldn't resist it anymore, and she unlocked the book, and she took it out to the woods. And their oldest daughter, she's a lot older than Rose. She's of college age. Rose is a lot older than Grace. Rose is a college age student. Grace is just like a small child at this point. So she takes the book out to the woods. That's where she's been lured. And she starts talking to the book. Her magic's growing stronger. I love this Dragon Ball inspired.
Yeah, that's anime for sure. Yeah, so like the eyes, the energy, like the the lines coming up, very anime and Dragon Ball inspired for sure.
And then she unleashes the demon inside the book, Azazel, and this is a great page. So you drew these scrolls into it, and I came up with this is actually like the text from the book, the Tome of Black.
Yeah.
And
real quick,
summons.
Yeah. I just thought our creative process is funny. It's just like, hey, Chris, you think you can draw this and put this in there? Yeah, for sure. Hey, Mark, I'm putting some random scrolls in this page. You think you could fill it up? Yeah, I'm a writer. No problem. I'll figure it out. All right. And that's just kind of how the process went this whole way. We had characters that were, Mark thought were cool. He comes up with a story real quick, and then we just kind of the whole way through, we're twisting things, we're changing things, and on the fly to trying to just make a fun book. And it was a great time.
Yeah, so my writing style, I usually don't write full script. I just write the panel by panel description. I save the words for later because I feel like I love the collaboration of making comic books. So, your artwork or whatever artist I'm working it with, they might, inspire me to take the dialogue in a different direction. So you leave these scrolls open for me, and I just come up with something to put in it, and I think it only helped the book because it gave you a look inside the Tome of Black and actually the words she was reading, and great shot of him. I love the use of inks to black out the face so you just see the eyes.
Going with
and then Dexter with his
Dexter
with his word balloons, killing it. And great use of a double page spread, but using a panels within a double page spread.
Thanks, man. Yeah, I just wanted like that close up. It's agony. It's and I feel you got to be in her face to kind of feel what she's feeling there.
And then she sees Azazel basically shows her what happened to the witches in the Tome of Black, and how the people like the constable and the church killed them and burned them at the stake. So you get a lot of backstory here, a lot of history on the Tome of Black. And
quick with this, so I don't know if you remember, it was we were talking about the story and stuff, and you asked me, how far I had gotten along when I first started it. So I had drawn out, I think, like 10, maybe 15 pages, and it was artwork that I was kind of like new to it, and it wasn't all that great. But I showed Mark, I'm like, this is what we had going on, and he's like, hey man, like we can use these pages if you want. So I redrew my style now.
Yeah.
But Mark took some old pages that I had, and just because he's able to adapt, he took them and put it into the story, which I thought was cool.
The Ninja Genko says amazing.
Oh, thank you.
Man, we should consider like using your sketches and stuff and actually put together a tome of black, like as a an additional book in a
That'd be
campaign.
cool. Yeah. That's
Yeah.
cool, man.
Give a backstory on the mask
Mm-hmm.
and all sorts of stuff. I think it would be fun.
Yeah,
But
it'd be
you know,
great.
we in book two, you know, we tease that. I mean, this it's maybe a spoiler, but it's not a huge spoiler. A witch hammer. So that's like another thing we can put in there.
Yeah. It's funny because all like his costume and stuff is all kind of based off of Payne's costume is all kind of based off stuff that they were doing to people in those times. So
Yeah.
that would be pretty cool to kind of like dive into that a little bit.
See, this is what I love about comics. You know, we just spitballing ideas, and we're both, uh, you know,
Making
uh,
stuff happen right on the fly,
yeah.
bro.
Yeah, so we're still getting backstory on the witches and how the this is our introduction to the constable here as the witches are still doing their
So
spell.
they're creating the suit of Sullen here. So like this is
Yeah.
they're creating that the costume or the armor that goes around Payne towards the middle of the book. And so they got like the thorn, like a thing of thorns from the crown of Christ. They're putting all kinds of blood, ashes from dead witches. Like they're mixing this thing up. So when they put the mask on whoever it is they're cursing it with, that person with, it's nothing but pain. The vines course through them. These the tortured souls kind of make them feel what they're feeling. Like it's all pain, and it gives that person strength, but they're also at the whim of whoever casts the spell on them.
The Ninja Genko says during the Renaissance there was violent crimes in churches.
Yeah.
I know Capullo is a big influence for you, Chris, but I feel like I especially see it in your women.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, especially this panel right here with the lips.
The lips. Yeah, slide it over and look at the fingers too.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I definitely could see it. Yeah, huge influence, man. Anything Todd McFarlane or Greg Capullo, it's just, they're the ones that made me wanted to draw comics and do all that fun stuff, man. So it definitely makes sense.
And then here you go, first appearance of the constable, who was just supposed to be small part. Like he wasn't even the constable; he was just a constable.
A constable, yeah. But I thought the name was fucking cool. Like you put it in there, and knowing me, just the way I read shit, I read it like real quick. And I was like, oh, that's a great name. That's a great name for this character. So I took it and I wanted to make him a badass. Like almost like not like he is Batman, but that Batman sense of like no nonsense, almost that Frank Miller style of nonsense. If you break the law, we're fucking you up type of style.
Yeah, no, I love it. I wish I could take credit for it, but I just saw like, just a regular, lawman from like olden time, but then you drew him in all this cool armor and made him like almost like a henchman for the church. And it just, again, it just like ignited like a spark of creativity in me. And I was like, oh, he's not just a background character, he's a main character now.
Oh yeah.
And you said it, and I agree. He could have his own book.
Yeah, I think that's something we have to have a conversation about too, man. I got some.
Yeah, I mean, if we're bringing JC on to do book 3, and you can't do a full book, maybe you could do a small story or something.
Small story, yeah. And we haven't even talked about this, folks. This is something we're doing like right now.
So yeah, we're still caught in this flashback of Detective Payne, where he comes and he finds that his daughter has, opened the Tome of Black, and she summoned Azazel, and she's missed. And then the demon takes her, and that set him on his path where he's become obsessed with finding her, tracking her down. He believes these missing children are part of it, and that takes us into like when Chris first pitched me the book, and I wanted to base it somewhere near us because I don't know, I just think that's cool that this book takes place somewhere close to us, because then we can just drop in real stuff to make it a little more personal. I started doing research on like occult things that happened in Vineland, and I found this story of this teenager who was convinced that he was making a pact with the devil and that he was going to be immortal, and he convinced his friends to drown him in the local lake. And I was like, oh my God, this is like insane.
It's so Jersey.
Yeah, and that's that was the inspiration behind Father Snook, who for the most part in book 1 he's our main villain. Then we cut back to the present. Grace and her mom are home, and that's where her mom's explaining everything to her. Oh wow, you can really see how red I am now.
Oh yeah.
in the
I wasn't
camera.
going to say it, but
Yeah.
hey man, you're out in the sun.
The Ninja Genko says, talking to the shadows in the middle of a black forest. Yeah, it makes for great comic books. But the mom's explaining everything to Grace, saying explaining that you're a witch. You come from a long line of witches. Your sister was a witch, and she starts showing like these aren't your normal like Elizabeth Montgomery bewitched witches. They have these, cool visors and armor that is, amplifies their powers.
Fun
and
stuff,
they have
man.
and the if you want to talk about the scarf.
Oh yeah, so we haven't got to it yet because it's coming up, but the scarf is like a protection. There's a scene where the mom's like it's her last minutes of life, so she puts a protection spell on the scarf that she carries around that's kind of been passed down into her family. So when Grace wears it, it's almost like she's got her mother's protection around her. So if you think like Doctor Strange's cape, it's got a kind of like a mind, or even Spawn. So when someone goes to hurt her and she's not really paying attention, it'll grab that person and protect her.
And since Grace's witch's powers have developed and they've taken out the Tome of Black again, Father Snook has sent his minions, the Altar Boys, who are some of these missing children who have now been turned to the dark side, to retrieve the book. And when they knock at the door, that's when Grace's mother is attacked. She tries to fight him off with her own magic.
And the problem is she's too cocky here, right? So like,
yeah,
they come in, she handles it with ease, but she just got a little too cocky, and she sees her husband come in and she's like, hey, like nothing's going on, and then it costs her.
Yeah, so Detective Payne's arriving just then when one of the Altar Boys basically guts her, and they take off, and then Grace comes down the stairs, and that's when she sees her mom bleeding out in her father's arms.
Just real quick, I like this only because I like the scene here. So like,
yeah,
she's dying. She Payne just went in there and reverted back to his hunter ways and just dispatches these fucking demons real quick. And like, she calls to him, and this, like, if you look at the bottom panel, her hand, she's casting the spell, for the scarf or whatever, and at the same time, when she dies, it unlocks the door that she was holding Grace back and keeping her safe. And then
Grace comes down and she sees her mom dead in her father's arms. She thinks that her dad's responsible for it. And this is when she summons the suit of Sullen.
So I think Mark initially, if I remember correctly, you wanted magic or something, like she kind of casts this spell on it. on him.
Yeah, I think originally I had it coming out of his skull.
Yeah, and I just wanted her, like, I wanted it to be gritty and personal. Like, she put this on
Yeah.
him. Like, so
She
she
trapped him
slams.
in it.
Yeah, she
Yeah.
slams him intentionally right in the face with this thing.
But some great artwork, especially I love just the all black background. She really pops in this panel.
Thanks, man.
And I love, the mask originally. I kind of compare it to like a Jason Voorhees or a Michael Myers. It's just a mask. You have the hollowed out eyes, and as it's not until he like fully embraces the role of Pain
Right.
where he gets the upgrade. So in the earliest stages, he's almost like a Michael Myers, Jason Frankenstein type of character.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was going for.
Especially like here on this splash page.
Yeah, like he's cool looking, but you could, like, there's a sadness to him. He's clearly disheveled. He looks more of like a slave or like a minion than he does like a hero. And not to bring it up, but part of that Dragon Ball Z stuff, like one of the main things I wanted was those transformations, those upgrades that happen throughout the book.
Oh, got Mike McMahon in the house. What's up, Mike? Thanks for joining us. Yeah, just go just rewind and catch up. And then this is a great double page spread where the dad's basically explaining everything to Grace. And I guess like I feel like she kind of grew up thinking he was like never there for them.
Yeah.
And he explains like why. Like there's so much they protected her from, and basically kept her like out of the know of like
the ignorance is bliss type of thing. Like, and I love how it's not so much being said too. Like he's saying it, but it's through like feel like they're connected now. Like
like she's seeing his memories.
Right.
And
she casted this
how
on them, and now they're connected here.
Yeah, and I love how you pictured this. It's almost like they're looking at a wall of memories.
Yeah.
And this is basically where they come together and like, all right, we got some ass to kick. They bury the mom, and then they set out for a night of basically tearing up the underworld of Violin, the seediest people, to find out like who knows what about this little cult that's abducting children and using their blood to bring back an ancient evil. And they go into the triple X sex shop. We got this.
Well, that's where it's got to start, right?
Yeah. I mean, it's violent, right?
It's violent. Strip clubs and devil worshippers. Holy shit.
Yeah. So it's just like a nice little montage of Writhe Payne kicking ass just over the course of a couple hours at night. And I love this, like this part here, like, with
I think if I would have went full tilt, this book was going to be 100 fucking pages. So I'm just like, how can we like speed it up but still look cool? And that's kind of what we did here. It was just
I mean, it was 48 pages, and you made it 64. So you added a lot of work to it, which I think only helped the story.
Yeah, it came out fun, man. It was just
But I love, we did this montage, and then we have Writhe Payne, with the little kids holding the little kids' hands, just like hinting that, they've saved some children from some awful stuff going on in this town.
For sure.
And then they finally get the information they need, and it takes them to the church. And Grace releases her father from the suit of Sullen because she realized like what she's like condemned into a life of, and it falls off. And
so I don't know if you remember. So when I think this was one of the the three scenes that I wanted, and just writing, I think it got it got lost, like the change of the mask or whatever. I forget what it was. And I remember like, I'm like, man, you're like, can we do it next book? And I'm like, no, we can't because of this, that, or the other. And you're like, oh fuck. But like we always do, we figure it out and make it work. And I think it came out pretty cool. Because some of this, like you said, is on the fly. Or like you giving me the gist, and I'm like, figure out how we can make this work.
And then Father Snook introduces himself, and we get into his backstory. How and this plays into like the research I did on Vineland, the occult stuff happening in real life in Vineland back in the 70s. And I used that for Father Snook's inspiration, where he was just like a nerdy D&D kid who was kind of an outcast, and he convinced his friends to kill him, basically sacrificing himself to hell. And it worked, and he became this demon in disguise, and now he works for Azazel,
doing the bidding.
Yeah. And
so this is cool here. The page on the right. So
yeah,
like you were talking about earlier, like embracing it. So he sees it. The mask falls off, so now he don't have this super strength. Like, I mean, he's still a witch hunter, a supernatural witch hunter, but like he sees like the odds are against her. Knows the pain, knows what this is going to cost him, but he's like, "Fuck it, I'm going to put this on just to be able to save my daughter." And like, I think this was like one of the scenes we were talking about. With, like, it's just cool. Like you do it for love now, so it's different. Like first you were cursed with it, and now you're embracing it. You're putting it on for love, and that's why the transformation happens.
Yeah, I mean, first and foremost, he's a father, so he's going to do whatever it takes to save his kids. He embraces his role. He puts the suit of sullen mask back on, and this is where he gets the upgrade. And this takes us to page 1 and 2 and 3, where we get that first double page splash of Writhe Payne. Now he has the power upgrade, and we're at the beginning of the where the book started with this big fight that's about to happen. By the way, we got 200 people watching. Thank you so much on Twitter, YouTube, Facebook. If you're new to the channel, hit subscribe, hit notifications. We talked a little bit about the first colors, February. Next week, Monday, I'm going to have Jonathan Colton to talk about his book, Three Brothers Gruff. February's the colors to that. It looks fantastic.
Oh, I can't wait to see it.
So we get the big fight between Writhe Payne, Father Snook, Sister Alessandra, who's our sexy demonic nun. We didn't really speak about her a lot, but she's a great.
she didn't hang around too long, but maybe we can. We can utilize her more when we do the Constable book.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's like the great thing. A lot of these supporting characters, I feel like they could carry their own book, or become a bigger part in a spin-off book. So we got the big fight, and then here it is, the big reveal. Rose is alive. She has merged with the demon Azazel, and we get the upgraded Rose 2.0 at the end.
Oh yeah.
So there you have it, guys. Book 1, Writhe Payne. What was this like? So you did get to do a couple issues of Vampirella, but this was your very first own book.
Yeah, this was way better, man. Like, and no disrespect to whoever, and it's just, one, there's time. 2, you're working on it with a friend, you know what I mean? And like, there's no, I don't know, just the collaboration was fun. I remember, it sounds corny, but like hitting the weights and then just talking Writhe Payne, you know what I mean? Like, it's fun. And then that's why it was easy to add the 10 to 20 pages, whatever it was we added, because it was, it's a good time. You're putting everything into it. It's something you created, and it was great, man. I loved it. I think that's even I've done quite a bit in the past few years. It's still my favorite thing to do. I love sitting down drawing.
Yeah, no, it's one of my favorite books. I think it's one of my best looking books. I think the first book, you, February, and Dex made a great team, and now I think we took it to the next level on book 2 with not just Dan Kemp and Anthony George on colors, but Kevin Conrad helping out with the inks on some of those pages. Those pages are a killer.
Oh, that was cool, man. So, I signed up to do. I found out Kevin was doing HersheyCon, and I reached out to HersheyCon just to hang out, and he had pulled some strings, so he got my table right next to his, and we had the relationship from him doing the cover for book 1.
Yeah.
So we for a whole weekend we sat there shooting the shit. He got me into like the Ink Awards thing. That was fun. We were just talking shop the whole time, and he's like, "Hey, man, like, love your stuff. If you ever need anybody for your book, let me know." I'm like, "Oh, all right." And just, unfortunately some stuff happened where we had to kind of reach out to him like, "Hey, man." But I don't look at it as unfortunate, because I think anytime you bring fucking talent, like
No, I feel like
Conrad, it just ups the quality of the book. Kevin Conrad, Chance Wolf, Dan Kemp, Anthony George. Like, when you bring these guys that been doing this, anything you can do to up the quality of the book, I think, is always a plus, man. And he just kills it, man. And he's still he's one of those guys that still does everything traditional. There is no digital. I don't even think he knows how to work digitally, to be honest, from our conversation. So
all those pages, I guess there's like 10 pages he inked. They're all are traditional.
Yeah, I've claimed like 3. So, but yeah, like I thought about maybe, because I'm sure he's going to sell them or whatever, but maybe we could talk to him about offering some pages up or whatever. But yeah, he all those pages he did are traditionally done, and they're available.
Oh wow, I might have to reach out to him. The last couple of years, I've been fortunate enough. I've sat next to him at Ocean City Comic Con.
Yeah,
and this past year especially, he like just thanked me so much for letting him work on the book. He loved it. Like, he thought it was a great experience, and he says he's open to doing more with us. So that's great.
He's just a fun, humble fucking dude, man. And again, just like Chance, just so much talent, and yet humble and willingness to help out, and you can pick their brain all day long.
I mean, I was so excited when I got him for a cover for the first book, and now he's doing inks for the interior of book 2. I feel like he's someone that we need to keep in the family working on the book.
Oh yeah, for sure. Unlike you, like you worked with the Liefelds and all that stuff, and worked with DC. So for me, I'm still like a fan. Like, you're working with guys that kind of.
Oh, I mean, I'm fanboying out too.
Yeah, I geek the fuck out every time he showed me a page. I'm like, he's like, "Hey, do you want me to change anything?" I'm like, "What? No, just keep doing what you're doing."
We got Johnny NGX in the house. He says, "Is Fund My Comic the only place this is available? Is it still on Indiegogo?" It's just available on Fund My Comic.
Yep.
Indiegogo, they shut our campaign down. I have no idea how to even like reopen the in-demand store. That Indiegogo 2.0 has been a mess. I can't figure it out.
Yeah, everybody's saying that. It's a mess.
Yeah. But right now it's only available on Fund My Comic. So grab a copy while you can. We got Nick Capone in the house. He says, "What's up, fellas?" What's up, Nick?
What is up, brother?
Nick has a great book called Purity. I picked it up at Garden State Comic Fest Vinyl.
Yes. Yeah, Vinyl. Yep. Yeah, he's an amazing artist as well, man. And I think he does color mostly, right? But he does.
Yeah.
He has his own book, and it's great stuff.
Johnny says the Indiegogo thing sucks. I thought I backed there. You may have. I could, if you want to message me later, I could check to confirm that you did back it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm not looking forward. I mean, I'm looking forward to fulfilling the book, but the new process. It used to be so much a lot friendlier for creators.
Yeah. So some behind the scenes stuff for everybody. Like, so it's the campaign for Indiegogo is like under me. but Mark has access to it. And I went in there just to see kind of like what was there, what and who was getting what, and I couldn't figure out shit. And Mark's like, I got to go through each individual, what is it, email to figure out.
Well, each individual order, like you have to click
yeah.
it open and see what they ordered. Where before it was just like it showed you all the orders in a row and you could see everything right across the board. Now you have to open up each order to see what they got.
Yes.
And before, like, it gave you a total of like every item you sold.
Yeah.
And now, like, if it does give you that, I can't find it. I just went through all the orders and like hand counted everything we needed because I had to order, this reprint of book 1.
I was scared to touch anything. I was like, I'm just flicking through. I forget why I was.
Maybe you closed the.
No, this was after it was already. Yeah, I fucked it up, and yeah. Oh, sorry. Yeah, I can't believe Indiegogo shut us down, Mark. That's fucking ridiculous. Here, I closed it.
Yeah, but guys, everything's available on Fund My Comic, and we have 2 new covers. We have that new cover by Chris and that new cover by Brian Denham, which absolutely incredible. He homaged his Violator versus Bad Rock promo art. So go check it out. I'll drop the link one more time. Chris, anything else you want to tell people about Writhe Payne before we wrap this up?
No, man, it's just like, I guess real quick, it's a labor of love. Everything we're putting into the book is we're giving everything we have. And again, thank you for being patient, and hopefully it's worth the wait.
Yeah, and plenty of Writhe Payne to come. Maybe next week, Chris, you and I can stream again, and we'll have you sign these.
Yeah, man. I'll be at your house now. I was gonna say send me the link, but
I can finally give you your Christmas present too. I've been holding on to it for a while.
It's funny, dude. We literally live closer now, and it's just everything's.
We're both so busy. It's crazy, but yeah, no, I have a bunch of ideas I want to run by you for book 3, and even like a spin-off one shot or something. So we'll have to discuss that as well. But I want to thank everyone for joining us. We have 223 people right now, 24 people watching right now. Thank you so much. Make sure you check out Fund My Comic. If you haven't backed Writhe Payne, if you like books like Spawn, Creech, The 10th, yeah, you're going to love this. Horror movies. This is going to be right up your alley. Chris's artwork's incredible. It's only, better after you see the colors of Anthony George, Dan Kemp. Those pages inked by Kevin Conrad, and the new stuff by J.C. Grande kicks ass as well.
Yeah, he fits right in, man. Like you said earlier, you can see the difference, but it feels seamless because it just flows with everything that's going on.
We got Leighton Gay in the house. He says, "Awesome story, one of my favorite indie titles." Thank you, man.
Thanks, man.
All right, so we'll set up a stream hopefully for next week. Chris, get you over here signing books.
Yeah, sounds good.
All right, guys, thanks so much for watching. I'll be back Sunday. We're talking Screamboat from the producers of Terrifier 2 and 3, the Steamboat Willie horror film. It should be fun. Thanks for watching, guys.